Hello everyone and welcome to this EPFA Home Nations Cup final between England and Northern Ireland. Players are just getting the speed testing underway, which will be followed by the respective national anthems of England and Northern Ireland, and then we will be kicking off and both will be competing to be crowned Home Nation champions in this event sanctioned by EPFA and supported by Power Soccer Shop. Join us shortly for the commentary. Hello everyone and welcome to this EPFA Home Nations Cup final, sanctioned by FITFA and proudly supported by Power Soccer Shop. I'm delighted to announce the teams for this final fixture. I'd like to welcome England onto the court. I'd like to run you through the teams and coaching setup. Number 1 for England, Patrick Kelly. Number 6, Greg Baxter. Number 8, Kyle Alexander. Number 20, Tom Kelly. Number 22, Dan Rigby. Number 26, Lewis Harris. And number 27, Dylan Kelsall. And the coaches for England, we have Adam McAvoy and Chris Gordon. Welcoming their competitors to the field of play is Northern Ireland. I'd like to introduce number 1, Ellie Brown. Number 2, Bartek Kuskowski. Number 4, Kingston Briers. Number 5, Ben Thompson. Number 6, Dyer Gorman. Number 10, Carl McVeigh. And number 14, Ethan McCabe. We will now go to the national anthem, so that all that are able, please stand for the national anthems of England, followed by Northern Ireland. Thank you. Hello everyone, welcome to this really exciting final in the EPFA Home Nations Cup, sanctioned by FITFA and proudly supported by Power Soccer Shop. Both have earned their spot here in the final, going through a series of group stage fixtures, and this one-off final fixture will determine who becomes the Home Nations champion here today at the Ard Blair Main complex just west of Northern Ireland's capital, Belfast. To run you through the team lineups, first with England, starting in goal, we have number 6, Greg Baxter, number 8, Kyle Alexander just in front of him, with 2 wingers of number 22, Dan Rigby, and number 27, Dylan Kelsall. On the bench, they have Patrick Kelly, Tom Kelly, and Lewis Harris. To run through the teams of Northern Ireland, their competitors here today. In goal, they have Ellie Brown, number 1, who's been really impressive so far this tournament. Just in front of her, number 14, Ethan McCabe, equally as impressive, with 2 wingers of Bartek Kuskowski and Kingston Briers, number 4. On the bench for Northern Ireland, we have Ben Thompson, Dyer Gorman, and Carl McVeigh. For the final time this weekend, I'm joined in the gantry by my co-commentator, Mr. Brian Dix. How are you, Brian?
Good afternoon. I'm really well. I'm really looking forward to the game. I think England obviously will start as favourites, but I'd imagine that the Ireland side will be chasing them straight from the off, and it won't go all running for them.
Absolutely. I just want to give a huge thank you and credit to Mr. Alex Dowdin, sitting behind us, controlling the streams, controlling the audio, controlling the visuals. Everything you're seeing is through that man. None of this would be possible without him.
And it's free data.
Yes, it must be stressed that we have no accessible Wi-Fi in this venue, so all of this weekend's streams have been hotspotted off a 4G phone, so we do apologise if there is any technical difficulties at any point, but we will try our best to rectify them if they are to arise, as we just see the captains of England and Northern Ireland in Kyle Alexander and Ethan McCabe respectively toss for the right to kick off this final fixture.
Once again, they're changing halves.
Kyle Alexander winning the coin flip and opts to change sides, so England will be playing from left to right, Northern Ireland from right to left. As Ethan McCabe just presents Kyle Alexander with the commemorative Northern Ireland shield. We will be underway shortly. Just to run you through our officials here today. In the centre, we have Robert Byrne, with assistant referees Peter Taylor and Neil Speed, and a fourth assistant referee in Martin Bevan. And the ref, Robert Byrne, blows his whistle, and Ethan McCabe gets things underway in this EPFA Home Nations Cup final. Going to want to try and box England in as much as possible here, not allow them to play the free-flowing attacking football they have demonstrated so well throughout this tournament, particularly in that 7-0 win over Scotland prior to this final fixture. The two met yesterday morning and played out a very entertaining fixture. It was England that came out victorious in that win, 3-0, but I'm sure Northern Ireland have different way of approaching this game. As Greg Baxter comes over for the free kick. Got Dylan Kelsall to his right, who he picks out perfectly, guides it down the line into Dan Rigby, who has an early shot at goal. Ethan McCabe does well to clear it off the line. He's arguably going to hit the post, but he wanted to be sure of it. A little adjustment in the England attack, and Dan Rigby comes over to take, goes all the way through, but Ellie Brown does superbly well there to cut out the chance. Dan Rigby again with the kick in, opts to go back to Greg Baxter, well intercepted by Bartek Kaskowski. It penned England in, and a 2-1 infringement goes in the favour of our hosts, Northern Ireland. Ellie Brown will have to be accurate with these free kicks or goal kicks respectively, not to allow any England chances. That's a very good one there. Guides it to Ethan McCabe, but it's intercepted by Greg Baxter. A lot of pace on that ball, so it'll be impressive if he keeps it in. He's managed to do so. The ball just trapped between the two chairs. It goes out for an England corner ball. Ellie Brown and Ethan McCabe just getting themselves set up for this Dan Rigby corner. Kyle Alexander in the centre, Dylan Kelsall at the back post. Kyle sees it through and puts England 1-0 up. Superb goal, nice and early to put England very much in the ascendancy.
Yeah, I think that was the games are really equal up to now. I think on the line, the two players maybe a little bit too close together, not following at the back post, and all Kyle Alexander do really is just poke the ball home. I think it'd be a bit of a shock to Northern Ireland the way they played so far.
Ethan McCabe kicking things off, and Bartek Kaskowski going to try and get Northern Ireland up the pitch. It looked like Kingston Briers and Ethan McCabe were too close to the attacking England player, and a 2-on-1 infringement results in an England free kick. Greg Baxter communicating with his teammate Kyle Alexander. Opts for Dan Rigby. Can't quite get the connection. Bit of a misplaced pass there. And Kyle Alexander has another go to try and squeeze it through the Northern Ireland defensive setup. And Ellie Brown's going to try and clear now. Just nicks off the front of Alexander's chair, but Kingston Brides will be frustrated with that. Dan Rigby now has a chance to pick out Kelsall. It looks like Kingston Briers and Ellie Brown didn't allow the needed 3-metre distance, and England have another real chance here to double their lead. Dan Rigby with a free kick. He's got Dylan Kelsall wedged between Ethan McCabe and Ellie Brown. He tries to guide it towards him. It's well defended by Ellie Brown. England corner. Dan Rigby has Kyle Alexander down the line to him. They're final communications between the two. We'll see Dylan Kelsall occupy the far left-hand side. Dan Rigby with the corner ball. Goes with Kyle Alexander down his line. Then tries to drive it across the box, but it's well cut out by Kingston Briers, resulting in another England corner kick. Dan Rigby taking his time. Drives it across the box into Kyle Alexander, who's open in the box to put England 2-0 up in this final fixture of the weekend.
Again, a set piece that comes off the practice ground. They go over those drills time and time and time again. They'll be looking for where the goalkeeper is. They'll be looking for where the defenders are on the line, and they'll be looking for the gaps.
Absolutely. So well worked by England there to put them 2-0 up. Options on the bench for both sides. England have Lewis Harris, Patrick Kelly and Tom Kelly at their disposal. All have impressed at this tournament. And on the bench for Northern Ireland, you have Dyer Gorman, Ben Thompson and Carl McVeigh. All be itching to come on to make an impact, to try and get their side back in the fixture. Kingston Brides does well to cut out that Kyle Alexander pass. Put a little bit of pressure on the England defence, but Alexander's experience seems to become off the better there. Well shielded by Ellie Brown. They won't want to allow any opportunity here. She's done well. This is where Northern Ireland have seemed to be weakest, when England have had a set piece on this far right hand side. They look a lot better defensively set up to deal with this one, but the accuracy of passing of Dylan Kelsall is going to opt for Greg Baxter in a deep position. Well cut out initially by Kingston Briers, and that's good work from the Northern Ireland number 4. Kelsall opts to go back to Alexander, who misplaces the pass, and Northern Ireland will be encouraged by that as they have a kick in the defensive half of England. Bartek Kuskowski with one of his first major involvements in the game. It's unlucky from Northern Ireland there. They're trying to work the opportunity and it just goes out for a England goal kick. With 11.5 minutes left to play, it's England 2, Northern Ireland 0. Baxter lets it run all the way to Dylan Kelsall. Can he get a connection? A little bit too much pace on the ball. But you can see what they're trying to achieve with that sort of play. Kuskowski with a deep kick in for Northern Ireland. Puts it into Ethan McCabe, who lets it run across his chair, but it's met by Kyle Alexander, who finds Dan Rigby on the far right-hand side. He's going to try and guide it towards goal, and Dylan Kelsall, they've got to be careful here. Ellie Brown's done well. And Kingston Bryce has the opportunity to try and relieve the pressure on Northern Ireland. He's got to be careful of position with Bartek Kuskowski. And a 2-on-1.
But unfortunate there, he was trying to get out of the way, and some referees, when I let that go on, but other referees will pick that up.
That's the challenge for Northern Ireland. England play such free-flowing attacking football for large parts of the game. All 4 England players will be in the Northern Ireland half. So to mark player for player, Northern Ireland need to have 4 defensive players and have got to be aware of their positional awareness. Kuskowski does well there. I'm sure you'll be impressed by this, Brian, but having a conversation with the Northern Ireland contingent sitting behind us. Bartek Kuskowski's only played power chair football, I think, for 6 or 8 months, and he's now competing at a development tournament, representing his country. Really impressive. As he comes over to take this kick in. Tries to drive it towards Ethan McKay, but goes to Kyle Alexander, who finds Dan Rigby on the far right-hand side. He has the option of Dylan Kelsall, but it's well marked and well cleared by Bartek Kuskowski there to take the immediate pressure off of Northern Ireland. Looks like we're going to get our first substitution of the game. It's going to be Lewis Harris, going to come on in place of Kyle Alexander. Looks like we're getting Northern Ireland change as well, as Bartek Kuskowski leaves the field of play in place of Ben Thompson.
The fans are going wild here, running down the side of the pitch.
Lewis Harris, with his first involvement of the fixture. He's established a really impressive connection with number 27, Dylan Kelsall, throughout the tournament.
I think Lewis will bring a bit more calmness into the middle of the field at the moment.
He's had a fantastic tournament so far, and will want to cap it off with a good performance here. Just takes his time, opts to go straight over to Dylan Kelsall. Doesn't necessarily have the option to shoot, and Lewis Harris didn't have enough time to get in the position that Kelsall would have wanted. Looks like Carl McVeigh, number 10, has come on in place of Kingston Briers. So 2 changes for Northern Ireland to really take this game to England, and that's a bit forceful from Ethan McCabe, who drives into the side of Lewis Harris's chair. And an England free kick will resume play.
Yeah, I think with the speed of the game, sometimes it does seem like it's out of order. It does seem like it's loud. But for the players playing, it's just really a second or so mistake.
Ellie Brown does well to clear that ball all the way from her penalty box up deep into the England half. Harris drives it down to Kelsall, who phenomenally controls it there. It comes off the front of Ben Thompson's chair to go out for an England kick-in.
Very well played there by Kelso. We're going to let
Really,
the ball run onto him, control it with his chair, and just reverse back with the ball.
Really was an impressive touch. We want more of the same. He's fired it over to Dylan Kelso on the far left-hand side. But Ellie Brown does well to cut out the danger. And it goes out for a Northern Ireland goal kick. Ellie Brown fires it towards Ethan McCabe, but intercepted by Lewis Harris, and that raised ball will result in a set ball between Ethan McCabe and Lewis Harris. It's well done from Ethan McCabe. He's unfortunate not to be able to keep the ball on the field of play.
Again, with McCabe, you've got a very young player there, but he's playing with such authority in the position.
Dan Rigby tries to find Lewis Harris. Back to Rigby. The back of Carl McVeigh's chair cuts out the danger. And Lewis Harris's misplaced pass goes out for a Northern Ireland kick-in. McCabe guides it over. They've got to be careful. Two Northern Ireland players there. Miscommunication. A 2-on-1. Greg Baxter with a free kick. Fires it over to Lewis Harris. Can't get the direction on the pass, which allows Carl McVeigh the opportunity to intercept, and it pens England in, and the 2-on-1 infringement goes in the favour of Northern Ireland to give them a little bit of breathing space. Ethan McCabe allows Ellie Brown to take the free kick. It's a dangerous kick here as she's advanced so far up. Left that space in between. Just taking some instructions from coach Michael Hilland. Into the side of Ethan McCabe's chair, and that's a really nice touch to get Northern Ireland up into the English half. But Lewis Harris does extremely well there. A little bit of miscommunication in the Northern Ireland defence. But Greg Baxter encroached on the play, and the referee deemed that less than 3 metres, and it will be a 2-on-1 for Northern Ireland.
Mr. Baxter, I think, gave us a look of disbelief there as he was coming away from that decision.
Ellie Brown has had some good passing so far this game to find her her teammate, number 14, Ethan McCabe. Just over 3 minutes left to play in this EPFA Home Nations Cup final, sanctioned by FITFA and supported by Power Soccer Shop. It's currently England 2, Northern Ireland 0, as Ben Thompson comes over to take this kick into Ethan McCabe. Back to Thompson. Carl McVeigh's close. Has to be careful about their positioning. And it looks like we're going to get another Northern Ireland substitution as Dara Gorman comes on in place of Ellie Brown. Look at the smile on his face. Crowd behind us cheering Dara Gorman on. And that's what it's all about. Ben Thompson intercepts. Lewis Harris just talking to his players, instructing where he wants them to be. And Baxter passes it back to Harris. Carl McVeigh's done extremely well to pen him in, but Lewis Harris has advanced. It's well worked from Northern Ireland, but once again, the 2-on-1 infringement between Carl McVeigh and Ben Thompson. They'll want to iron that out in the second half. It's the second or third time the referee has awarded that against them. It's Greg Baxter, comes over for the free kick, drives it up to Lewis Harris. He's got Dan Rigby to his right, tries to see it over to him, but Ben Thompson's cushion pass back to his defence. Nice control there from Lewis Harris. Dylan Kelsall finds Dan Rigby at the back post. Can he get the direction on the shot? He can't, unfortunately, but the attack is still there. As Lewis Harris guides it over to Dylan Kelsall. The crowd shouting for a 2-on-1 between Lewis Harris and Dylan Kelsall, but the referee allows it to continue, and it goes out for an England kick-in. Harris goes back to Baxter. He's got Dan Rigby to his right, who he tries to find. It goes all the way through to Ethan McCabe's chair, stationary on that goal line. And the number 14 is forced to advance out of his penalty box to try and thwart the effort from Dan Rigby, and does brilliantly to do so.
England at the moment pinning Ireland back in their own half. A few little mistakes are coming into the game for Ireland, which England are capitalising on. And I think a few decisions by the referee that I'm quite not sure about, to be fair.
Just want to thank all watching from home on our live streams, both in this fixture and all others across the weekend. Dylan Kelsall tries to squeeze it between Dara Gorman and Ethan McCabe. Is unable to do so. That's good defending from the Northern Ireland pair, as Dan Rigby fires it to Harris, to Kelsall. Gorman once again, superb since his introduction, keeps it at 2-0 England.
Great defensive play by Ireland there to keep England out. Very well played.
He's been extremely bright since his introduction, Dyer Gorman. That's a bit complacent between the pair. They have to be careful. England will always keep pressuring. Ben Thompson's pass.
Brilliant play by Ireland, defending well there, keeping the ball out.
Lewis Harris has come over for the kick in. Dan Rigby just wedged between Gorman and Thompson. Can he find it over to Dylan Kelsall at that back post and resume that connection that's worked so well for the England pair throughout this tournament? He's going to try and find it, but Gorman cuts it out. He's going to be forced into action once again. A 2-on-1, the referee deems it. He felt that Dara Gorman had left the Northern Ireland penalty box. Questionable decision, but it resumes with a free kick for England that Lewis Harris will take. Dan Rigby wedged between Gorman and McCabe, goes over to Dylan Kelsall. Can he find a way through the Northern Ireland defence? Unfortunately not on that occasion. They're going to have to recycle this and try attack. Carl McVeigh's done well to cut out misplaced pass from Greg Baxter there. Dan Rigby tries to pick out Dylan Kelsall, unable to do so. This is better from Northern Ireland as we approach the last minute of the first half. If they can take this intensity to England in the second half, we should be in for a good game. And that, the referee, Robert Byrne, blows his whistle for the half-time interval, where England currently lead Northern Ireland by 2-0. You can probably hear the Irish contingent behind us cheering on their team. So join us shortly for England versus Northern Ireland in the EPFA Home Nations Cup final. Hello everyone, welcome back to all at home watching this EPFA Home Nations Cup final between England and Northern Ireland. England currently lead our hosts Northern Ireland by 2-0, 2 goals from number 8 and captain for England Kyle Alexander. As we're about to kick off for the second half. England attacking from right to left, Northern Ireland left to right. It's Lewis Harris. Looks prepared to take the kick-off. Goes to the side to Dylan Kelsall. Carl McVeigh's going to try and intercept. They'll want an early goal here, Northern Ireland. Put them back in the side. A third goal from England. Could see England cruise to victory.
That's very true. I hope that the Irish come out in the second half just as strong as they can be in the first half, and they give a good battle themselves and put England back a bit. Look, they need to play well. They need to get a passing game going, and I think that'll put England in a way of have to think what's going on.
Gorman takes his time. Nice cushion control by Ethan McCabe. He's done well and he's forced Dylan Kelsall into action. The referee signals for an England kick-in. For all watching, we're delighted to announce that we'll be here again May 7th and May 8th for the EPFA Home Nations Invitational Cup. That will see the senior sides of England, Scotland, Northern Ireland and Ireland compete with each other. I must stress that this is a developmental tournament, so these players all have aspirations of representing their senior sides if they haven't done so already. And in May we get to see the full seniors compete. What promises to be a really good fixture as Lewis Harris and Dylan Kelsall resume their connection. And that's a well-worked opportunity there from England. It went from Lewis Harris to Dylan Kelsall, and I think the last touch came off Dan Rigby to see it through and over the goal line of Northern Ireland, putting England 3-0 up.
I'm not quite sure how much Dan Rigby saw of that cross coming across of his chair. It bounced on the back of his chair and just evaded the goalkeeper.
As a side that can generate so much pace and power on the ball, it's hard. If you can get the accuracy on your shots or passes, there's always that opportunity to score a goal or see it over the goal line as Greg Baxter, despite a heavy challenge from Carl McVeigh, advances up the court, has the option of Lewis Harris most central, Dan Rigby to the far right, and Dylan Kelsall's resumed responsibilities as the most defensive England player. Dyer Gorman, Ethan McCabe on that Northern Ireland goal line as Lewis Harris picks out Dan Rigby at the back post, but Ethan McCabe does well to intercept. Lewis Harris is going to try and find Rigby again. Northern Ireland will just want to break up this England attack, try and capitalise on any counter-attacks, but that's a good pass from Lewis Harris to set away Dylan Kelsall, but can't quite get the accuracy to find one of his teammates. It's back to Harris, driven pass into Dan Rigby. Greg Baxter in that luminous yellow goalkeeper jersey emphasises the 4-out system that Chris Gordon and Adam McAvoy are adopting at this tournament to give all players representing the side the option to roam and occupy both attacking and defensive duties.
Bit of a wild swing at the ball there, gives the Irish a free kick just inside the England half.
Good chance here for Northern Ireland. Carl McVeigh to the right, Ben Thompson's just in front of Ethan McCabe. Drives it towards Ben Thompson, but met by Lewis Harris. So another 2-on-1 there as Dylan Kelsall and Lewis Harris didn't allow that 3-metre distance needed, and a good sustained spell of pressure for our hosts.
Yeah, once again a little lapse in concentration for the English camp. Just letting that 3-metre gap reduce, and referee quite rightly picking them up for it.
Ethan McCabe. Can he work the space for one of his teammates? Drives it into the box, and Dan Rigby unable to control the ball. Goes out for Northern Ireland. Referee just blowing his whistle. There was a bit of communication with the linesman on the right-hand side. Carl McVeigh into Ethan McCabe. Greg Baxter advances. Can he find a way past Ben Thompson here? Forceful work from the Northern Ireland number 5. Greg Baxter does well.
Yeah, Baxter did really well then. Just played the ball onto the chair, giving England the kick in.
Looks like Tom Kelly is getting his final instructions on the bench. Probably come on to replace Greg Baxter in that England goal. They'll still be able to utilise the skill of Patrick Kelly, their number 1. So there's quality on that England bench. All 3 on the Northern Ireland bench have impressed thoroughly at this tournament as Dan Rigby fires it over to Dylan Kelsall, and his shot just goes wide of the left-hand post. Well worked by England. And it looks like we're getting that change as suspected, as Baxter leaves the field of play in place of Tom Kelly. As I was saying just before that opportunity, Ellie Gorman, Kingston Bryars and Bartek Kaskowski have all been extremely impressive at this tournament. So if Northern Ireland want to switch it up and adopt a different approach, they have them at their disposal. Gorman comes over for the goal kick. Tom Kelly's first involvement, he's going to try and pick out Dan Rigby. He's unable to do so. And it looks like we're getting another change, this time for Northern Ireland. It looks like all 3 of the subs just mentioned in Ellie Gorman, Bartek Kaskowski and Kingston Bryars will come on in place of Carl McVeigh, Dyer Gorman and Ben Thompson.
This has just lowered the average age down by another 4 or 5 years. They're such a young, youthful side. It's incredible to watch.
We're now back to the starting lineup of Northern Ireland. As Kingston Bryars comes on for the second time. His first involvement is a kick in that he tries to guide towards Bartek Kaskowski. Lewis Harris intercepts, who finds Dylan Kelsall. They're going to try and establish this connection that they had so well in that Scotland game. Ellie's first involvement is an important one. She's a bit stretched here and isolated in that defensive box for Northern Ireland, but Ethan McCabe has now dropped back, but Dan Rigby's done well to see it through to Dylan Kelsall, and it just got trapped between Ellie Brown and Ethan McCabe's chair, and was well worked by Ellie Brown to cut out the danger. There's a bright start for the Northern Ireland number 1 there.
She's an exceptional young keeper, exceptional.
Dan Rigby.
Again, her movement is just spot on. She reads the game very well.
Let him push it, Ollie. Don't let him push it.
There's a big gap between Kingston Bryars and Dan Rigby. I'm sure Lewis Harris is going to try and guide that through to Dylan Kelsall, which he does so. Dylan Kelsall at the back post. Well, cleared off the line by Ethan McCabe.
Very well defended on the line there, the Northern Ireland defence.
They could have probably prevented that if Kingston Bryars just got a little bit closer to Dan Rigby. Kelsall all the way back to his keeper, Tom Kelly, tries to fire it over to Dan Rigby, but Kingston Bryars intercepts, and he's going to try and get his side up the court. Tom Kelly has gone from one side of the court all the way to the other. He's done well there, Tom Kelly. It's a very controlled ball at the moment. Ellie Brown.
Kelly trying to flick the ball back.
That's good, but Kingston Bryars has to be careful there not to allow Lewis Harris the space. And Bartek is going to try. He's got to be careful of his positioning.
I think from the decision from the crowd there, you think they might have disagreed with the referee on that one.
It'll be an England free kick. Just after our substitution for England as Dan Rigby, on his 18th birthday, leads the field of play in place of number 1, Patrick Kelly. Harris has got the option of Kelsall to his right. Kelly, recently introduced, to his left. Finds Kelsall, tries to fire it over to Kelly, but it's well marked by Kaskowski. Back to Kelsall, picks out Kelly for his first involvement. That's a nice involvement. Back to Harris. Harris very much at the centre of all of England's attacks at the moment. Has no option as Dylan Kelsall drops deep. Tom Kelly now occupying the central role, which is going to try and get to pick off to allow Patrick Kelly the opportunity on goal. Bartek Kaskowski.
I think Northern Ireland were unlucky there. The guy was moving away from the play. Some referees would have not pulled him up for that, but again, it's interpretation of the law.
Lewis Harris with the free kick for England. He's got Kelsall in a world of space. This wouldn't surprise me if this went in, but well worked by Ethan McCabe. Limited the space and the opportunity for Dylan Kelsall. Really impressive
so well
work.
there.
Really did. From how they were set up defensively to begin with, I thought Dylan Kelsall had a free shot on goal, but Ethan McCabe, that number 14, limited the opportunity. It goes over for an England corner, be taken by Dylan Kelsall. Lewis Harris just tapping the side of his chair where he wants the ball. Kelsall picks out that exact spot, but Ethan McCabe does well. It's been impressive all tournament, Ethan McCabe, as he tries to get through Lewis Harris. Harris into Kelly. Right idea there from Kelly to let it run across his chair and have a 180 pass, but it was well blocked out by the Northern Ireland defence.
It's such a difficult manoeuvre, that.
Kelly finds Kelsall at the back post. Can he guide it through over the line? He can't, unfortunately. It was well defended there from Northern Ireland in Ethan McCabe and Ellie Brown. And it remains 3-0.
Northern Ireland could do with a bit of a run, getting the ball out of their half, give them a bit of respite.
The Irish contingent behind us, cheering their team on as England have another opportunity there, but Ellie Brown thwarts that opportunity. England 3, Northern Ireland 0. Goal scorers Kyle Alexander with 2, Dan Rigby with the other, both currently on the bench for England. Kelsall drives it over to Patrick Kelly, and Kingston Briers can't quite get the timing on the pass or shot he intended, and results in an England kick-in. Good pass from Lewis Harris over to Dylan Kelsall. And Patrick Kelly involved. That's good pressure there from Bartek Kaskowski there. We've got a very passionate contingent.
Very passionate crowd, that's all I can say.
Dylan Kelsall over to Pat Kelly, who's going to try and have a go at goal, but met by Ethan McCabe's chair. Results in a Northern Ireland free kick. 6 minutes left to play of this EPFA Home Nations Cup final between England and Northern Ireland. Eddie Brown will resume play with a free kick. Got Ethan McCabe just in front, who she'll probably look for, and then they're going to try and guide it over to Kaskowski. That's what they try, but a misplaced pass goes to Lewis Harris. There's an opportunity for England. It's better from Northern Ireland, and Ethan McCabe clears the danger. Looks like we're going to be getting another substitution from England, as the scorer of 2 previous goals, Kyle Alexander, enters the field of play in place of the very impressive Dylan Kelsall.
I think for his first game for the development side, I think he's done extremely well. He should be very proud of his achievements so far this weekend.
I think very few players in any of the 4 nations competing this weekend should be disappointed. Emphasise that this is a development tournament, so it's a place to experiment, to trial, but ultimately to represent your country, which must be the proudest honour in Power Chair football. As Northern Ireland have a chance here. They're best of the game, and Ethan McCabe will take it. Kingston Briars would love to nick it past the chairs of Kyle Alexander and Tom Kelly, but goes for goal straight away. Interesting option there from the Northern Ireland number 14. And a misplaced kick from Lewis Harris allows McCabe to resume an attack. Can Kingston Briars generate anything here? Unfortunately can't.
Yeah, just a bit wayward on that pass.
Looks like they're readying Carl McVeigh, the number 10 for Northern Ireland. He'll probably come on in place of either Koskowski or Briars. Be at the next stoppage of play, which will be now likely. We're going to get that substitution.
A double substitution, I think.
It is. And it looks like Ben Thompson and Carl McVeigh are going to be coming on in place of Bartek Koskowski and Kingston Briars.
I don't think he wanted to go off, to be fair. You may just be able to hear a bit of a chant going on behind us.
It's the Northern Ireland fifth player behind us in the many fans sitting in the bleacher seats. Kyle Alex, they're trying different technique to try and distract and put off the England players. And it seems to have worked in that.
It seems to have put the England camp off their game at the moment, just a little bit.
These players would have probably never experienced anything like this, so as Carl McVeigh comes on for his first involvement. Just rebounds off an England chair. Can they work an opportunity here to get what would arguably be a consolation goal with 2.5 minutes left to play? A little bit of a repositioning for Carl McVeigh, who will now occupy the back post. Met by Tom Kelly. Carl McVeigh has an opportunity here, but his misplaced shot finds its way to Lewis Harris, and well controlled by Patrick Kelly there, but intercepted superbly by Ethan McCabe. Probably be Northern Ireland's brightest player so far in this fixture. Alexander with a kick in, down to Kelly, over to Harris. He's going to have an opportunity here to work it back to Kelly. Just rebounded off the back of Patrick Kelly's chair and results in a Northern Ireland goal
A bit
kick.
of relief for the England team. It would be pinned back a little bit from the Northern Irish team there, so I think they're glad a bit of respite. They regroup and start again.
Ellie Brown into Ethan McCabe. Guides it over to Carl McVeigh very well. And Kyle Alexander will let that run out of play. Too much pace for McVeigh to control. And from one goal kick to the other. Just over a minute left to play. This EPFA Home Nations Cup final. It looks like England will be crowned Home Nations champions.
So who's caught your eye on this Northern Ireland team then? Give me your top two.
All have given really impressive accounts for themselves. If I was to pick two, I would say Ethan McCabe and Ellie Brown have been superb all weekend. And they'll be knocking on the door of that senior side, no doubt, in years to come.
I definitely agree with you. I think they're two definite young players of the future.
Well worked by Ben Thompson there to see off Kyle Alexander initially, but met by Lewis Harris. Just under 30 seconds left to play. It's Lewis Harris. Can they get a fourth goal? And they're going to be given one last free kick to do so.
This could be very much the last play of the game.
Last play of the game. Last play of the tournament.
This could be it. A bit of positioning for the England players.
It's Lewis Harris
again,
comes to take.
Well, we're probably positioned.
Harris drives it into Alexander. Can't quite get the angle to work a shot. Has another go at it. Ethan McCabe's going to try and clear. He just cushions it into the side of his chair. That invites a little bit of pressure from Patrick Kelly. And now, over the 40-minute mark, as Kyle Alexander tries to work it over to Lewis Harris, but it nicks off the front of Ethan McCabe's chair. The referee's taking a look at his watch, ready to blow the whistle. His final fixture. Harris down to Alexander, into the side of Ellie Brown's chair. Referee continues play as we approach 41 minutes overall. Harris back to Kelly, who's going to try and work it over to Tom Kelly, but a superb clearance from Ellie Brown there. Cuts out the danger.
Very much so. She's been, she might be on a 3-0 defeat, but she's played exceptionally well, but yes again.
Referee having another look at his watch. England will want to see this out. Can they have the cherry on top with a Kyle Alexander chance? He drills it over to Patrick Kelly, who has an opportunity on goal. 4-0. And England are the EPFA Home Nations Cup champions.
To be fair, they have rounded off a very good victory. They deserved to be winning 4-0. But really hats off to Northern Ireland, who have played out of their skin again today. They put all the effort into it. They should be really proud of the way they played.
And the referee blows his full-time whistle. And England will be crowned EPFA Home Nations Cup champions here in Northern Ireland. A huge congratulations to each and every one of them. Just to run you through them champions now: Patrick Kelly, Greg Baxter, Kyle Alexander, Tom Kelly, Dan Rigby, Lewis Harris, Dylan Kelsall. An impressive coaching duo of Adam McAvoy and Chris Gordon. Commiserations for Northern Ireland here, but they've got to take huge positives from this tournament where they've pressured some really elite players, and they'll be delighted with the way that their development is looking for years to come. But a huge thank you from all here at EPFA, supported and sanctioned by FITFA and Power Soccer Shop. Huge credit to all involved in making this event what it is. Thank you all for joining us, and goodbye.
Okay, everybody, could we just get everyone gathered around, please? Okay. Firstly, I'd just like to invite you to join me in congratulating all 4 nations that participated in this event this weekend. I know I witnessed this firsthand in Dublin, and from the social media posts, I know the commitment and the dedication that everyone has put into preparing for this tournament, from the players, from the coaches, and the family support. So a round of applause for yourselves. We've had 2 really wonderful days here for us that have been here, and also for all the people that have been watching at home. It's been a very important tournament because it presents the development side of our sport, and an experience, an opportunity to experience international parachair football. So I hope all the players can take a positive and a memory away from the past 2 days. I'd like to just talk about our hosts. I was trying to think back when the first time I came up in a parachair football capacity. I thought it was 2010, but Michael reminded me it was 2011. But we came up and we just was sharing what we've been doing since 2009. We had set up the Association of Irish Parachair Football. We had our league going, and we invited the team at the time to come and take part in the league. But I mean, 11 years on, the progress has just been fantastic. And the backing of the Irish Football Association. I know we have Keith Gibson here today from the Irish Football Association. But to go from the progress of developing a national team program to entering the Finland tournament and qualifying for the World Cup, it's just been great progress. And I just want to acknowledge the 2 men who have driven it in a big way, which is Alan Crooks and Michael Hilland. Next, I'd like to thank the EPFA team. It's a 2-day competition, but the work that goes into a 2-day competition is almost the same as goes into a longer competition. There's so much preparation that we have to do, so many late night meetings, WhatsApp texts, morning texts. So again, I'd like to thank Brian Dix, and also a special mention for Natalie, who was taking on the role as sports director for our first event and done a fantastic job, so thank you. As I turn to my left and turn around, we have the live stream wizards, who have really, have produced the live stream off their phones this weekend, which, could have been a disaster. But I'd like to thank Alex and Ryan, and also for the presentations that have been going out on social media. We're really lifting the bar on how the comms and the presentation of the event. So to Alex and Ryan. Also to FIPFA, who have sanctioned the event and supported by Para Soccer Shop. So to Sophie, to Barb, and to Martin. Where's Martin? Thank you very much for being here. To our referees, headed by Steve Baxter, head of European referees. And to our officials, Robert, Peter, Neil, and Keith. And to our classification team, headed by Stuart. And Amy, thank you for coming over as well. And to Marina and Nolene. And finally, on the list of thank yous, and it is a big thank you, is to the centre, to the Ards Blair Main Centre. all events, when they start, there's teething problems, but you know an event is going to go well when you go and you ask for things and everything is yes and everything is we'll find a solution. And, you know, there hasn't been anything that we haven't been helped with. And, you know, we just want to say a big thank you to the venue. It's been fantastic. So before we just hand out the medals, just want to again thank everyone for being here. Want to wish you a safe journey, whether you're going tonight or tomorrow. 5 weeks time we're going to be back here again. We'll see some of you back here again, but we hope we see all of you tuning in to the Home Nation Invitational. Gladly there was no casualties this weekend as well. So we're going to just proceed now with the medal giving ceremony, starting with the 4th place medals, which Michael is going to hand out. And the 4th place team, Scotland.
I'd now like to welcome our 3rd place team, Ireland, to receive their medals presented by Brian Dix. I'd now like to welcome our fantastic runners-up forward to receive their silver medals. Round of applause, everyone, for Northern Ireland. And finally, it gives me great pleasure to welcome forward the EPFA Home Nation champions, England.